Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today it's a pleasure to work on a beautiful reel that Michael sent in. This is an Ambassador 5500 C3 round bait casting reel, and he had asked me to do what a lot of folks like to do, which is to quote-unquote hot rod the reel. Well, we're going to show you the fastest way to improve casting performance in this reel, and it's something that you can do yourself. Well, if you like to learn about this kind of activity, learn about fishing reel service and repair, how to keep your reels in top condition, and how to, well, upgrade them from time to time, then I want to recommend that you subscribe to my channel. And please subscribe and use that notification button to let you know when I'm posting videos like this. Well, this is a reel that came right out of the factory in Sweden. And well, when it came out with steel ball bearings, and steel ball bearings are relatively slow. They're somewhat inefficient because they do corrode over time and wear over time. And the change we're going to show you today is how to upgrade these to hybrid ceramic bearings, and these are available through Boca Bearing Corp, and it's bocabearings.com. And the bocabearings.com brand is one that you should be able to trust and understand that they represent the top of the line products. What we're going to be installing today are two bearings in the spool. These bearings are what's called ABEC 7. ABEC is a rating. It goes from 1 to 9, and the 9s are generally so efficient that they're generally only used for military type of applications. But the 7 is about as high as you go in the fishing reel line, and these are ceramic bearings, which means that they're not going to corrode, they're not going to wear. They're in stainless steel races and have rubber seals on these. So we're going to show you how to improve the performance without much effort and in a project that you can do by yourself. So if you're interested in ordering these, I will leave the part number on the comments section, and or the video description, and you can go order those for your Ambassador fishing reel. Now be aware, this is for the 5500 C3, I think, 5500 C3. There are different sizes bearings for other Ambassador reels, so be aware. Measure. It's the old measure twice, cut once kind of an approach, but measure your bearings to make sure you have the right ones for your reel. Any question, just contact the staff over at Boca Bearings. They'll be more than happy to help you get the right bearings for your reel. All right, this really involves two bearings, one on each side of the spool, which is why it's so fast and efficient to do this. And well, the first one, you can just simply pull out the click mechanism and drive. Sometimes these come out just by tapping. Sometimes just a little bit of a pull will get them out. And this is the original steel bearing. And again, over time, they bog down and, well, just don't provide the casting performance that you would expect from the reel. It's a simple pull and replace. This is the bearing that fits the reel. Simply push it in and replace the side of the click ratchet. All pretty easy to do, right? This side we save for last. It's not that much more complicated, but it does involve taking off the spool drive here, the collar. And this is what's going to engage with the pinion gear. You can see the two slots that are in here. Those two slots are going to grab these two tangs that are on this collar. So that's why this collar is important. Well, right underneath the lip here, there is a clip that you need to remove in order to remove the collar, and best to go look underneath and see where the break is in that clip. It's right here. So find the one that's closest to the place where you can work a small screwdriver. If the small screwdriver doesn't work, oops, go ahead and find something else. You may find a paper clip. I was actually looking for a safety pin. I have one of those laying around here, but in the end, I know that I can work it with a small micro screwdriver. Again, find the spot where the break is. just work it under. Keep your finger there so you don't shoot the spring or the clip. You can see it's an E-clip. Works just like that. And well, we're going to remove the collar. And then just like the other side, this bearing should probably just fall out. It can be easily pulled out. Not that hard. And notice underneath this bearing that you have a little spring washer here. It's not a flat washer. There is a little bit of a bend to it. That's going to keep the tension on that bearing. So just make sure you replace that, and note that it does go in the back side of the spool, not on top of the replacement washer. Here's your replacement washer. We're simply going to push that back in. And now it's time to reinstall our little collar or our spool drive piece. Simply line that up on both sides, and then we'll go ahead and put that in. Before I put that C-clip back on, I do want to encourage you to ask questions if you have any questions about servicing this reel, about the bearings themselves, about how to do the upgrades, and I will try to answer them. Just leave them in the comments section. That comment section is a broad section. If you're working on any kind of reel, doesn't have to be this reel. Maybe you're working on a spinning reel or an ocean trolling reel or whatever it is, and maybe you're stuck on something. If that's the case, please leave the questions in there as well. I do try to answer those in the morning. All right, we've installed the bearings on both sides. We're going to take our axle shaft. You can put a light coat of oil onto that axle shaft. You do not need to oil these bearings. Actually, oiling the bearings will slow the bearing performance down, but that's an advantage of ceramic bearings. They don't need the oil. They have very limited friction, and as a result, well, as we said, if you're looking for a way to maximize the performance of your fishing reel quickly, this is it. You can see how this reel just spins nice and free and easy without any effort at all, just touching that. Well, that's going to translate to longer casting distance, and it's going to make this reel the best that it can be with the replacement parts. Now, some folks like to mention that the ceramic bearings can be a bit noisy because they are not oiled, and yeah, they can be. That's one of the trade-offs of getting the limited friction. However, if you do want to quiet the noise, you can put a drop of oil, and only a drop of oil. Don't flood these bearings. Only a drop of oil on that bearing. With that drop of oil on the bearing, it will seep through that rubber seal and it will quiet that down. However, it does introduce, interestingly enough, more friction, not less friction. And with more friction, your spool will turn less efficiently, and well, that'll cause you to slow the casting distance. All right, before you put that in, make sure that you pull the two brakes in on this. Going to reset our side plate now. Make sure when you reset the side plate that it's a nice tight fit all the way around before you start tightening down on the screws. And then hand tighten the screws first. That way you're sure that it's being seated properly, that you're not cross-stripping the threads on the screw posts that are on the inside, and that everything's going in under equal tension. Once you tighten that down, just a simple quarter turn or so is enough to set those screws. And then we can see how we did. Again, we're maximizing this reel for casting performance, and one of the ways to do that is to use those Boca bearings, which are the hybrids. They're ceramics, and they are an Apex 7, which means very close tolerances between the individual ball bearings inside the reel. Okay, let's see how we did. Well, it's hard for you to see this. Maybe you can judge by the way that it's turning here, but it's so much faster and easier. There you go. Maybe you can see it that way. Hard to see. Unfortunately, it's a black spool, so it's going to be harder to see that than if it was a clean one. You can, if you want to do more, loosen the spool adjuster on this side. And again, look at how easy and free that spins. You can imagine with just a little bit of line on this, how this thing will cast much better and more efficiently than it was before. Well, I've done videos on the Ambassadeur reel services themselves. If that's what you were searching for here, they are in my library. Simply put down at Second Chance Tackle, and they'll get the complete library. Will come up for you. You'll be able to view those and see which one you own, and understand that for the most part, these bearing replacements are available throughout the entire line of the Ambassadors, whether it's that 5500C3 or whether it's a very big Ambassadeur 7000 or another flavor of the Ambassadeur reels that you may have. You can do the upgrades. Again, just a word of caution that the axle shaft does change in diameter for the inside diameter of this. So make sure that you're ordering the one that's right for your reel. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it, again, I want to recommend that you subscribe. And I ask that you subscribe and use that notification feature. And if you like the video, please indicate that by hitting that like button. Before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, everybody involved in keeping us out of harm's way. And I want to thank you, the viewers, for helping make the channel what it is and for recommending topics like this to me so that I can deliver the videos that you find informative and interesting. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody a great day. Thanks for watching.